We have a relaxed attitude to movement and noise from the audience, just for the benefit of those who would find it difficult to stay still or silent for an hour. Additionally, if you need to pop out during the show, that's absolutely fine. Just head out through the doors you came in. There's a bit of seating outside, and you can come in at any point during the hour. Please put your phones on silent, but you are more than welcome to tweet if you would like to. I will now hand over. Oh wait, just before, I'm Chloe. I'm the SM for this hour. If you need anything, any help, then I will be just over there. Just give me a wave. But I will now hand over to Reese, who is our GM for the hour.
Hello, my name is Reese Lord. I am the GM for the next 2 hours. To give you a brief idea of how the game works for those watching on the stream and those here live, I describe the scenario, the setting, I control the monsters and NPCs in this world, and our wonderful players play individual characters within that world. When I describe something, they can choose to interact with it, describe how they do it, and I will have them simulate randomness via dice rolls which are determining checks. Whether or not they pass or fail is determined upon the number they roll. I will give our players a brief opportunity to introduce themselves, starting with our wonderful bard dwarf.
Hello, I am Alistair von de Comte. I am a dwarf bard. I am not a typical dwarf. I do not like dwarfy things. I hate forging. I hate mining. I am a man who likes rich tastes, and he is a scholar and a historian.
Great. I'm Brina. I'm a gnome. I'm a wizard, and I work on the research on the Spirit of the Horizon. I do research focusing on magic. I'm never happy to leave the ship.
I'm Olmorn. I'm a dwarf. I like dwarfy things. We're gonna have some fun. I'm a cleric. I like to make sure everyone's healthy and healed up.
My name's Leo, and I'm playing Philip Iontaru,
the
elven geologist, as part of the research vessel. Yes.
Okay, so to give you a brief recap, we are part of a crew called the Spirit of Horizon, which is a scientific research vessel that was sent to investigate an island that seemingly appeared overnight. In doing so, they uncovered a tablet, but also awakened an old god. In an attempt to escape, they read the magical spell on the tablet, not knowing its full effects. It has transported the crew and the ship to a different world. There are still some lingering magical effects, potentially, because they are unclear of what this spell has done. After a few days within this world, they have found themselves on this current island, which when they first came across it appeared to be abandoned, but soon came across a group of fungal undead zombies, encountered some of the locals, which are survivors, and are currently trying to locate as many survivors as they can in return for supplies to repair the ship and make sure they have enough food to make it the rest of the way through their journey. They've also encountered an NPC named Candle, which is currently companioning with the party, a young, beautiful Vosu magic user. The group have recently come from a tower which has been ransacked, made their way into a quarry, into a cave, and have just finished defeating a zombie, ogreish-like creature. What were you doing just before you were teleported?
Well, I was actually sleeping. I was actually sleeping. So I don't know whether I'm teleported in stood up. But I feel like if I'm teleported in stood up, I'm still asleep and I just...
Having found renewed vigour and belief in my God, the Lord of the Light, and all that is holy, after this morning's misadventures, I have been spending the day going around the ship, making sure everyone is healthy and alive.
And aware of the light.
And aware of the light, of course. Without it, where would we be? In the dark, that's where we'd be.
Brina's reading a book which looks familiar to some people who are around who might have known Delasson. But it's definitely not her spell book. They're not 100% sure what she's reading, but she's reading it.
Is that a romance novel?
Oh, for God's sake!
Okay, so you just defeated this creature and it's fallen. And as you go to celebrate and gather the survivors, the acting captain, Salmon, his oddly suspiciously similar-looking half-orc female friend, are engulfed in this glowing light, and then once again you hear a familiar as replacing them you see Brina, Almond, and Philip, other crew members.
Oh.
It's happened again.
As you are teleported, you are about bed height off the ground.
Oh, right.
And then just
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
happened again.
you awaken lying next to a large creature with similar fungal features that you've seen before.
Aye, that looks nasty.
And you're
I defeated it myself. Everyone else was
didn't.
hiding behind
Did
a
you?
rock.
No,
You
as
did
soon
all
as I'm
Incredible. Tell me how.
All by
Well,
yourself.
I said some words, it listened, and it died.
That would be a
Today.
lie, a bold-faced lie.
Are you a dwarf?
You look over.
I
Who was
am,
with you?
and so are you.
Who was with you?
Aye.
There's a man, I think his name is Haddock or something, and there's a half-orc girl, and the commander man.
Oh, okay, I'm going to message Golan and see if the story checks out.
Brina, there's a fox.
There's no need, I mean,
There's a fox, Brina.
While this is going on, the entire time, a young Vosu is just, this isn't true at all, he's lying. You
It's one
see
of those fox-like things. Hello,
Yeah, it's-
I'm
you know
Ormond.
what they're like, liars.
Candle,
Right.
I'm Philip. I am
Philip,
Taru.
and
It's
That
like
seems
Philip.
accurate. I'm
It's
Rena.
not
Hi.
like Philip.
hello.
She's quickly shoving the novel in her
This
bag.
Oh, was that
is
the report I sent you on the rocks?
Yeah.
this is this is a magic I have not encountered before.
To be fair, we hadn't until very recently, so that's fine.
It's a little bit discombobulating. I won't lie.
That's a good word.
Thank you.
I keep trying to research it, but every time I get really close. It happens. I'm just here.
I'm not sure about this dwarf. Were you on the ship with us?
Yeah, I was.
He
I kept,
was.
I kept
Also-
myself to
Why have we
myself.
never met?
I'm a loner. I'm a lone wolf. I keep to myself, and
He
And
doesn't
I-
sound like a dwarf.
He's one of the master's friends.
He doesn't sound like a dwarf. I don't like
it is my job to write down all the findings and all the and the story of the great thing that we're doing here and the meandering route it has taken us.
He's the record keeper, but he seems to always take a little bit of poetic license
Yes,
with it.
I
It's really
remember.
quite annoying.
We wanted to hire a scribe, and we ended up hiring a creative writer.
That seems wholly inappropriate.
Oh no, you haven't read it yet. It's actually quite masterful.
I want to roll perception to see if it's a disguise. Doesn't sound like a dwarf. I don't trust him.
Roll insight in
Insight, fine. I've got mad insight.
for days.
Insightful.
18.
I mean, he's a dwarf,
I am. a
but
dwarf.
he's odd. He's incredibly odd for a dwarf. He's the sort of
Right.
dwarf that shaves his beard.
What?
I don't shave it. I fashion it.
I mean, it's better than having a clean-shaved face. That's for elves and other
But
namby-pamby
I
races.
have
But
shaved it as a star.
While this whole conversation is going on, these 3 Arabi that you had saved from this creature do speak up. It's just like, we'd really like to get out of here.
No, just
Oh,
wait a
of course,
moment.
of course. No, let's get them out. Why wait a moment? Let's get them out of
Because
this
we were
cave.
having a discussion
there
and
are-
they rudely
there are
interrupted.
more of us.
Sorry, I
There
missed
are
it.
there are more of us nearby.
Where?
Well, some had gone down the tunnel, and you look now, and you're in this cavern that's filled with this bioluminescent light from these fungi on the walls.
Aye.
You see a ledge which has been crumbled, and on either side of the ledge, to the left, there's a tunnel that leads down, and to the right, there's a much larger entranceway. A few went down there, and then I'm sorry, it's been a long couple of days. We've just been hiding in here. We're starving. Have you got any food?
For the right price, of course.
I hand him a biscuit.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hand
that's
a
bad
biscuit over to one of
business.
them as well.
Thank you.
can I use my dwarven stone cunning to get a better sense of the cavern that we're in?
Of course, yes. Make a history check.
Oh, yeah, you go.
This is going to be a ridiculous number, just so you're aware in
It's quite
advance.
Gotta love that dwarven stone work.
So it's a 25.
From your knowledge of how caves are formed and how different caves are formed, this one, a long time ago, appeared to be a network of underground rivers, which have drained.
I mean, I'm a geologist.
True, but I'm a dwarf. I know more than you.
I don't know anything about rocks.
He's not a proper dwarf.
The walls themselves are smooth where they're exposed, but the natural moisture and temperature in here means it's an ideal place for fungi to grow.
That explains the bioluminescent fungi.
Yes.
Right. I relay all of that to the rest of you with the kind of learned approach you'd expect from a dwarf underground.
I'd have guessed the same thing myself.
But you'd have guessed, whereas he just knew because...
I would have known the same thing. Bruno, please, let's not fight.
Can I check from the resident geologist?
Yes.
Is anything I said you can add to, maybe with some specialist geology knowledge?
Is
It's a
that?
lovely turn of phrase, that is geology
Your
knowledge.
geology
Can I make an investigation check on the cave walls?
What in particular are you looking for?
I'm-
What knowledge are you trying to gain?
I'm looking to see where maybe the fungi came in, or where the cave might be leading. Any, like you said that we've established that this used to be a river. Do I know how the river used to flow? Does it lead to an exit, etc., etc.?
The river itself seems like it used to flow down to this larger cavern. But as you see that when you look down this larger cavern with your dark vision, you see that as you go further and further down, the fungi gets thicker and thicker.
Here's what I'd like to investigate for. How long ago was this river drained? Can I roll an investigation check for that?
Yes.
Just because I'm not going to be out geologying here. 20.
20.
20.
Okay, so considering the amount of time for this to grow, you're placing it around 3,000 years.
Oh, this is a very, very old cave. Around 3,000 years old.
I mean, thank you for that impressive geology knowledge. That is...
Well, no, actually, if you want me to go into it, if you look at the strata and the way that they lie on top of one
Please,
another.
carry on.
Yeah, no, don't interrupt me. I'm
I'm trying to encourage you.
You look
Should
at the
I be
strata.
writing this down?
Yes, take notes if you
Strata?
require. Yeah, no,
This will be important for a comprehensive report. If you're a scribe, you'd know that.
But I'm
Exactly.
not
I
a
don't trust this
scribe.
one.
I never...
You were hired as a scribe.
Never hire a
Lies were
creative
told,
writer.
they were believed.
So if you look at the strata and how they lie, you can see that the way that the rocks lay on top of one another, that would be the sediment that were initially placed here by the river, shows the flow goes down this way and comes from that way in particular. But the sheer age of them on this piece of exposed wall here shows that there's at least 3 millennia have passed since the river has dried.
You look
Fascinating.
around while you're giving this spiel.
Yeah.
I think it's a lecture.
The Arabi, one of them seems incredibly interested. The other so uninterested in what you have to say. They're just munching away at biscuits, and it's just like, well. And they're relaying information to you two that, well, as we run in, a few of us made it up onto this ledge, and a few head down the cavern way to the left, and then a few down to the right as well. Honestly, it was such a mad scramble when everything happened that,
Everyone just...
yes.
Yeah. So we've got... So, thank you for the geology lecture. Really
Welcome, Brina. I shall write
fantastic
you-
and a great
Should
use
I
of our
roll
time.
down? Word
I
for
feel
word.
like I have gained knowledge.
Great. The knowledge I've gained, which is quite useful for right now, is that when they ran into this cave, these guys got up onto a ledge, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
very
people.
good. But people did run down the left and right hand cavern.
Let's go help him then.
Well, which cavern would you like to go down first, old man?
Shall we split up?
No.
I don't think that's a good plan.
Why not? There's 4 of us.
Okay,
2
Almond,
wolves.
you take
I'm a
what's
very-
your name again? You take Alistair.
I'm not taking that one. Could stand me in the back. His
You do
beard's
look quite
funny.
tough, though.
I beg your pardon?
You look quite strong and able.
Correct.
So I think maybe I should go with you.
Oh, let us all just take the left path.
We can come back up to the right path.
When I'm exploring underground caverns, what
Bring
I
your starts
like to
heading
do
down the.
is hug the left wall, and you never get lost.
I
Oh,
start
like in a
writing this
maze,
down.
if you always hug
Yes.
one wall. Aye, that's very clever.
Almond, could you lead us down the?
Aye. Hang on. You're a gnome. You're a dwarf,
Yeah.
apparently.
I'm an elf.
You're an elf, and I'm a dwarf. We don't need light, do we?
No, I can see
No.
I light up my hammer. Let the light shine before us!
Almond, could you, Almond?
Oh,
A bright light fills the cavernway, which is complemented by the blue luminescent fungi as you head
Yeah,
down.
it wasn't dark in here anyway.
As you
aye,
head
but
down.
the more light, the more we can. Well, not us, but other people. It doesn't matter. Light is good.
Okay, Almond.
As you head down the left passageway, slowly but surely you start coming across these fungi that are fairly large, about waist height on the elf, so about shoulder height on the dwarves, and taller than the gnome.
Yeah.
Porous with these tendrils coming out that seem to almost float as if they defy gravity.
I really want to avoid touching them.
Deep purple colour to them.
As an underground denizen, can I roll to know what they are?
Yes, absolutely. Roll a nature or history check. Are you trying to see if you've encountered them before, or
No.
trying to just gain understanding of them?
See if I've encountered them before.
Roll a history check.
That is an 18.
You've never particularly encountered this form of fungus before.
Oh.
It resembles other forms of fungus that you've encountered in your time that have been poisonous.
Alright, no one touch it.
What does Brina like to do?
I would like
I
to
was
avoid.
just
I'm happy to move through, but I really want to avoid touching things at all costs. Do I need to roll a dexterity check for that? Is what I was asking.
This one's fine, but as you get further and further down, these violet fungi become thicker.
I say we burn them.
More.
Alright, that makes sense
I
to me.
like-
Would that not? But could I roll a nature check to see if it had released spores?
You do hear out. Help! Is someone there?
Keep burning them.
Right, don't listen to that nutter. Hello?
We can't move.
Why?
These things, if you touch them, they're. Needless to say, they're not friendly.
What happens if we burn them?
We'd probably die from smoke inhalation.
I thought so. Great. So
In which case, how do we get through to you to help you?
Well, we run in and took a significant amount of damage.
Oh, alright.
Can we see them? Where this voice is coming from?
You see a raised hand of a gentleman just out piking behind one of the fungus as he's trying to hold as still as possible.
Can I try and cut one of the tendrils with a knife?
Make an attack roll.
That would be a 12.
That will hit. Roll damage.
I'm taking initiative, everybody.
I'm not sure I approve.
I've
Oh.
had an idea and I'm ready to cauterize
3
them.
damage.
3 damage. Excellent. It's going to retaliate, making 3 attacks against you. First is an 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Second would be a critical failure. Third would be a 14 to hit.
That is my armor class. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's it.
2 necrotic touches.
A necrotic touch.
You take 7 necrotic damage total as 2 of these tendrils, as you hit it, reach out towards you and try to grab
Holy
hold
shit.
of your
Can I
arms.
grab him by the scruff of the neck and just drag him away slowly?
Yes.
Do you want to contest the grapple? You're
Nope.
allowed to. I drag him and say, right, don't cut him. That's a good start. Can I roll an
He
check?
said, does
Roll
this-
a perception check to see if you can see a path through. That's a group perception check.
9.
Critical success.
9.
Oh.
Does this fungus seem to have stopped attacking now, or is it?
Once you're out of range of it, yes.
Right. Would you?
I got 13.
9, 9, 13, 20.
9, 9, 30. Your gnomish eyes. Your gnomish cunning.
Yes.
You look through and you see. Okay, so if they've run through there, that's very clearly not a good path. You see trample marks as parts of this fungi have been knocked off as these people have run through. And then you see, for the smaller members of the party, the slenderer members of the party, there is a path that you could take around, but it would require you to be very, very precise in your movements.
Hint, that's not us.
I'm
Okay.
a very wide man.
Ditto.
Is this path going to be gnome-sized, or would an elf be able to get through it?
A ducking elf, as long as they're being quite cautious, could make it through because they tend to be slender.
Okay. You're an elf.
I don't
I am
know
slender.
how Thylit looks.
Oh,
How
I'm
does
definitely slender.
slender?
I probably drink more than I eat.
That's fair. That's entirely fair.
Are you going to go through?
Well, what's the plan here?
I'll point out what I just saw
Yeah.
to.
In particular,
What's your name again? Sorry.
Philip.
Violet.
It's like Philip.
I'll point
It's
out.
not like Philip.
I'll point out what I just saw to Philip and go. So,
Brina, you and I have to work together after this. It was.
Violet.
All I can ignore for the rest of the journey.
Look, that was a genuine mistake. I am really sorry.
Not if you need healing, sunshine.
I was not expecting to play right now. No, I'll point out that to Philip and go. What I suggest is that if you maybe go all the way through, I go to a midpoint, and then Olmorn gets them at the end, and you just stand by and maybe, I don't know, play a song, an
Gets
inspiring
what?
song.
And so I'm,
I'll
go-
s-
I'm
I'll
going in
sing
to
a tune.
rescue someone.
You're going in to rescue them and guide them up the path. So you're going to point up to them.
Really?
Yes, you're going to point up to them where I am on the path. I will point them the rest of the way on the path. Olmorn will bring them out this side and make sure they don't touch any more fungi.
I'm only doing this because I like you.
Okay.
I reach across and touch you on the shoulder and cast Enhance Ability,
Oh, thank you.
which will give you advantage on dexterity checks.
That will make my dexterity checks and or just checks.
Just dexterity checks. You also don't. Do you take less damage from falling? I think I might. Or do we do Constitution instead? That's not min max. Dex.
Dex. Well,
Um.
Dex is maxing.
Okay.
But Dex was your instinct, so that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
just so I'm clear, you're going to lead the way to these people,
Apparently.
and then Brina is going to be halfway down the path, and you
And try
two
and
are
find a
going to
little gnome
anchor
like
the
cranny.
group and try and get them the rest of the way.
No, I'll anchor the group. He can
And I'll
stand
be
off to
here.
one side and play the lute or
I'll
some
read
nonsense.
an inspirational poem that I've
Please
written.
do. Candle is sitting there currently, leaning against the wall. Just,
Oh, Candle, sorry.
Yep.
Well, how slender is Candle?
Pretty agile.
Very.
Oh, maybe she's better to go halfway.
I've already done it now.
Yeah, it's too late. All right, go on.
Candle,
Sorry,
you didn't help.
Completely forgot you were there, Candle.
Honestly, if you require my assistance to get in your good favours so I can get what I want, why not?
If you would help Olmorn when they get to this end, that would be fantastic. If you could lead them up the rest of the way of the cavern so Olmorn can stay here and...
That way I can, deal with it
Okay,
if people get
I
hurt.
can do that.
Thank you. Well, he's a healer, so...
Excellent.
I hate,
Not
I
a
hate you're
massive
good
fan
with
of your
fire.
attitude, Candle, but we'll get back to that.
Let's all just work together, shall we? Yes, okay.
Woohoo!
That's the attitude.
Okay,
Not sure I like
so
snark.
What-
leading the way,
Yes.
can I get a dexterity check from you?
Adding just Dex.
Just dex.
Advantage, mate.
Good job I have advantage. 13.
You do make it a fair way. About 15 feet, and you're still about 10 feet away from where you saw the hand when you do brush up against one of these.
I was going to say,
Fungi.
my left hand, I'm only going in here on the on the proviso that my left hand is like ready with a fire magic. It's just there.
You've
like-
prepared a firebolt in your hand. and just
Ah.
okay, so you will have 2 attacks come towards you. That's a 19 to hit.
I cast shield.
Yay!
So you drop the prepared spell in your hand,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
okay, and the second attack is a 5.
Yeah, that misses.
The tendrils come out, and you just gesture with your hand very quickly. And this, what sort of colour would you like your shield to be?
Well, it would for Philip's regular shield. It is definitely purple because look, we know the chap. But he feels like because these things are scared of fire, he's seen that today earlier. He's just going to make like an orangey reddy sort of glow.
Ooh.
So as if like a hologram, this glass, almost transparent orange, flickers in front between Thylet and the violet fungus, and the tendrils just whack off it, seemingly not able to get through.
And I just
Can I have a second dexterity check from you?
ha!
Don't be sassy.
That's much better. That's a 22.
You proceed onwards, making your way to the group. You see the individual who is frozen, trying not to touch him, and just beyond him you see 2 individuals, one male, one female, hugging the wall, trying not to touch anything.
Are they so? Hang on. So the first individual, he is ensconced in fungus.
Yes,
But the second 2 are not.
they're not. They're about
It's a horrific turn of phrase.
3 or 4 foot away from any of the fungus, but they're not moving in fear of just damage.
Okay. I'm going to stay where I am and gesture towards the 2 of them. This way.
Okay, they're going to need to make dexterity checks.
Oh, God. It's a lot of dice.
So, the one who is encased just about manages to squeeze to you and grab onto your hand.
Okay.
The other 2, as they're coming forward, in their panicked hurry, they go at the same time. And full
Come on.
full Three Stooges style squeeze themselves between 2 fungi. First one, both are making 3 attacks.
Oh my
Ugh.
lord.
That's 13, that'll hit. That's gonna hit. That won't hit, so that one takes. Sorry, not that dice.
It's always good when the DM rolls a lot of dice. That's a good sign.
Love it.
It's a great sign.
Yeah.
The best thing.
One of them, these 2 tendrils from this violet fungus wrap around its leg, and you feel in their scream as just their life essence is ripped out through their skin.
Good.
And
Wonderful.
the second one, it's a hit. That's a miss, and that's a critical failure. So, that's the wrong dice. And then the gentleman next to them, the violet fungus that he's up against just wraps around his neck, and you see his eyes go blank,
Oh, has he died?
and he just falls into the fungus.
Oh.
How's it going down there?
I'll get back to you on that.
Right.
I think it's going really well.
I
If you're
bet it's
making
going
your way
really
higher,
well, aye.
Path, can I get a dexterity check from you?
We had a good plan.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. 13. Yeah.
You make it halfway, but as you do, in your confidence, you turn to Violet to see what's going on and brush up against one of them, taking 3 attacks.
Uh-oh. I might die.
That's a 15 to hit.
Oh, I cast shield.
You cast shield.
My AC is now 17.
20 minutes.
None of the attacks hit you as, once again, this flash of energy. What colour would you like your shield to be?
I think Brina's a blue person, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I see.
And this blue astral shield appears between you and the fungus, protecting you for a moment. The individual you've seen has fallen, but it has made space for the other person to get through.
Okay, look. that guy's dead already.
Yes.
So can I help? Like, with the way that they're positioned, can I help the second guy get out by burning the Myconid behind?
Potentially. From your knowledge is quite high. You're a high intelligent creature, and you understand
I am.
if you start a fire in here,
It will spread.
it will spread. And when fire spreads, especially in this environment, it's damp and it will cause a lot of smoke.
In that case, I would like to do the same thing, but using cold damage
Okay.
with a chromatic orb.
Ooh.
Excellent. So describe your attack to me.
So what I'm going to do is I've got this guy in front of me, right, who I'm trying to help out, and there's a second guy behind him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get the small pebble in my hand
Yeah.
and just sort of underarm chuck it past the two of them
Make an attack roll.
to hit the Myconid behind. Not bad. 22.
I mean, yeah, it hits.
22.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Let's just find some more d8s. That's not good. 7. 7 cold damage.
7 cold damage.
Yeah.
You see this violet fungus behind as the orb hits it, and there's this crackle of blue, cold energy engulfs it. It freezes and shatters.
Go! Now! Now, now, now!
Much better. The second one makes it up to you, hand in hand with its comrade. What do we do now?
Follow my steps exactly, very carefully.
Okay, you made your way through here, so I'm going to give you advantage on the dexterity check, but you already
I've
have
already
it.
got advantage. Can I have double advantage?
No.
Aw.
That's a shame.
Boodium.
Boodium. It's in the rules. I've rolled the same thing twice, and it's an 18.
That'll do.
With no problem, you guide them through, which gives them advantage on their dexterity checks.
Well, 218.
That's a critical success. And both do quite well. So,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'm not there. I don't know what's going on.
they
I'm there.
get
Fine.
Sabrina. Sabrina, are you guiding them the rest of the way?
Yeah.
Okay, make a dexterity check with advantage.
Good. Yeah, 20, not natural.
20 not there?
Yeah.
Alright, so between the two of you, guide these two remaining survivors back. And you make it clear of this violent fungus infested area.
Good.
There's a sigh of relief from these two, and it's
Do they look like they need healing?
yes.
Right.
I got them all, Morn.
Well done.
Thank you.
Would they
Excellent.
like an inspirational song?
Could have used that.
That would have been helpful before we went through the fungi.
Well, it's not literally inspirational because I don't have any more inspiration. But
Oh, I see, I see.
Oh, then no,
You
that's
just
useless
want to
stuff.
show off at this point.
Right. I look at them both. Can I do medicine checks on them to make sure they're stabilised and there's no sort of lingering damage going on?
Yes.
Thank
Make
you.
a medicine check.
That is a 14.
Excellent. So you look over the bodies, and it's the damage this type of fungus was dealing is not. It's from a similar style from the infection, from the illness you healed earlier,
Right.
but it's not a lingering effect. It's more of a direct damage dealer instead of an infection.
Right.
It's, for example, the difference between being poisoned and taking poison damage.
I see. Look, I can't help the two of you now, otherwise I can't help my friends here in what comes forward. If we escort you out of the cave, the town has been saved. There are fewer zombies, I think that's fair to say, is that right? Fewer. So,
That's the correct grammar, yes.
so we can therefore take you That's not what I was. Okay. So we can therefore take it, or we can somehow guide you back to town so you can be healed there. But at this moment in time,
Have you found everyone?
I don't think so.
We need to go down the other cavern.
We haven't rescued everyone from this cave.
Hang on. Was this one a dead end?
I think. Well, it was infested and horrible. I wouldn't want to go down there.
We
Personally.
haven't made it much further. No, we made it as deep as you found us. It may continue on.
Did I notice whether it continued on? I was.
No.
I was kind
like
of
it's fairly
concentrating
dense
on,
with.
Yeah, okay.
Did anyone else go in there with you that you know of that went further down? Or?
It was just us three. There was such a panic. I don't know if
Three.
anyone was in
Oh,
front
one's
of us.
dead. Oh.
Listen.
Hang on. There
Two
were
out-
three.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's-
Yeah, but I feel like Alma would like
Quick
to
prayer.
recite rites for them. Thank
Quick
you.
prayer. Make sure that their soul is being taken to the light.
Right. Yes.
Perhaps I'll sing them a song.
That's fine. Sing them a song.
Oh, you of person I did not know. Be safe in your travels. La da 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 do.
That's just
Fantastic.
a speech.
Yeah.
How
no.
can he be safe in his travels if he's dead?
Well,
you
safe
know,
to the
towards-
travels. You're a spiritual man. Safe in his travels to the afterlife or whatnot.
Depends on your view, sunshine.
Well, I think I make my own luck in this.
Candle's
Anyway, let's
still
make
sitting
Conversation for another time.
I'm going to start leading the 2 people we just saved out onto the ledge.
There. Fantastic.
Can I try and percept my way down the corridor just to see if it does go further? If there's
Make a perception check.
If it does go further, you're not going to squeeze down there.
Nope, it's an 8 anyway. So
It gets to a point where it's just so dense with fungus you can't see.
I think we might not be able to make it down this one. We should go down the other one.
I'm already on my way out, so.
I'm talking to him.
Right, so we're leaving this particular spurt of cavern. If I were to start burning listen, these are abominations.
This
I'm
The
not
smoke-
disagreeing with you, but
the
we've
smoke's
worked
gonna
out that
travel
smoke's
up
going to
into
be
the other
bad,
cave,
and
so-
smoke goes up.
That's what I'm saying. Is there enough ventilation
No.
in the main cave structure?
Also, we still have to go
I
down
mean,
the
you
other
are a
cavern.
geologist, you do have understanding of rock, and
Yeah.
with your dwarven companions,
It would burn itself out.
give yourself, both of you make intelligence checks with advantage.
Oh, intelligence, my best statistic.
18. It would burn itself out. We're in a cave.
11.
With advantage.
11.
11. The way the cave, as you've been coming down into it, you have been heading down. But that being said, the cavern you entered when you teleported here was large and is potentially a smoke trap. Depending on airflow through the tunnels, which is, as far as you can tell, minimal,
Okay.
you're unaware.
Fine.
Look, when we leave the cave with all the survivors, then we can set it on fire.
Yes, no,
Burn
that's
everything
what I
to
was
the
about to
ground,
say.
I think.
That appears to be the fairest way of dealing with this situation, I agree.
So
Fine.
we're heading back to the main cavern.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
heading
you've got
back
to
to
go down
that
another
cavern where these teleported in and you face that large creature and save those 3 individuals on the ledge.
We never searched the large creature.
You did never search the large
Can
creature.
I search the large creature?
So you make your way back up with these survivors in Candle and tow. The other 3 there have finished their biscuit and are tending to each other's wounds. The same blue pale light exists.
Also, maybe
They-
the hammer's lit up.
When you come back with the 2 individuals, they seem incredibly relieved to see friends alive and not turned into those things that you've encountered on this island.
Right.
So,
Other tunnel.
other tunnel.
The tunnel.
The tunnel. Sorry, that's your job. As
No,
opposed
no,
to my bad.
I enjoy a
Be
good sing-song with
careful.
my friends.
That's where this creature came from.
Well, you didn't tell us that earlier. You told us that would have gone down that tunnel first.
I'm sorry.
He wanted us to save his friends.
But he could have just told us that.
Oh, Mom, does it matter? Not really.
We've done it now.
Let's go.
Nobody died. Well, sorry.
Well, someone
One
did.
person died.
One of your friends
Aye.
died, sorry.
Aye. There's me.
One of you starts sobbing.
Oh, there.
I'm sorry. I tried. It all
It's not
happened
your
very
fault.
quickly.
It's not your fault.
I sang a
So
beautiful
sad.
song. Well, sort of spoke. Sang it, I
Can I
The doody-doody-doo really
Yeah.
spoke.
can I try and comfort the person crying?
You make a charisma check.
Oh God. Oh, thank God. It's a 12.
You put your arm around them and say,
I'm quite short.
like, you
Not
speak
that
about
worst.
the light.
Oh, cool. Allow me.
10 minutes.
I put my hand on their shoulder and say, "It's all right, son. Son, woman, man, woman.
It's a young man.
Excellent. It's all right, son. Sometimes souls get drawn from us towards the light, and when they go, we have to let the light shine on brighter and stronger in ourselves. You'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I'm going to write this down.
That is fucking poetry."
Was gonna give you inspiration until you went, that is fucking poetry.
Yeah, that was lovely until then.
Yeah,
Don't need inspiration. Also, it is. I have got a charisma of 9. Let's be fair.
that was a good roll.
And you used up all the charisma on that.
They're still crying, but they're a lot calmer. They appreciate what you're trying to do, and they recognise it. And I'd like to talk to you more about that, but when we get out of here.
Aye, always happy to talk about the light.
Are you just going to start a new faction of your religion in this universe? Is
Of
that what's
course.
gonna happen?
So we press down to get out.
Absolutely. Do you want us to stay here, or do you want us to come with you?
I'll stay here. Candle, you don't mind coming, do you?
I don't see why not, unless you want someone to protect these individuals.
That seems like a good idea.
That's a good
actually.
point. Yeah, no. Go on then. As long as we
Hang
can
on,
trust you.
hang on. Magic's a very multifarious skill set. Do either of you two have abilities that would allow them to be protected while we are away?
Do they want to comprehend some languages? I mean,
I can make fog now, but that's all really.
Candle, would you mind staying with this?
I can protect
Of course.
myself.
I can detect.
Yeah, I can also
magic.
protect myself.
Of course.
Right.
I can lock doors as
If-
well. but-
If there's a particular moment that you're in danger, you can send up a signal. Can you
Brina,
message?
you can send a
I
message.
can message. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's
She's
the case,
doing it
then
all
I'll
the
come
time.
running.
Knowing her, I imagine the message will be help. So you listen out for help, alright?
For purposes of the spell, my full name is Candle in the Dark.
I'm writing that down.
And mine's Brina Froddle, in case you send anything.
Brina
back to me.
Froddle.
Candle in the dark.
That's very you, isn't it, Elmon?
What, candle in the dark?
Yes.
I think I'm more like a bonfire
No.
in the
night.
dark.
Bonfire in the light.
Wholly inappropriate. There we go. Good for cooking meat, so we...
Sure.
You begin to make your way down this larger entranceway. As you make your way down, the luminescent fungus becomes brighter, and then you start to come across bodies, half devoured, rotting away.
Can I medicine check these bodies?
Yes, absolutely.
As in they've actually been eaten.
That's a third. 12.
12. As you're looking at them, parts of the flesh has been ripped away by hand or by teeth, and what's left is being ate away by fungus.
Right.
That's-
Everyone, get behind me.
Yes, Elmon, you go first.
I'm going to ready my crossbow.
I bang my glowing hammer on my shield twice and walk forward in a shield wall formation with no one but myself.
Of course. As you make
Wait,
your way
beside
forward,
Put behind you.
you see off in the distance a brightly lit cave where the bioluminescent fungus has given out for more of an orangey, yellowy colour.
That looks like your thing with the fire.
Hmm? Oh, my shield.
Aye.
Right.
So, as you make your way forward, you come into a much larger entranceway, and facing away from you, you see this hunched over, giant-like creature. But instead of having a head, it's just one large mushroom cap. Fungus grows out of every extremity. It has 2 clear arms and bipedal legs. And it's surrounded by 4 of these other 4 fungal creatures.
I'd be scared if you didn't look so silly.
And as
Hello?
as you make your way into the entranceway, these 2 large mushrooms beside you that you didn't notice because they were just round the edge of the cavern entrance begin to shriek uncontrollably. This creature turns.
Oh, that's not pleasant. Oh.
This creature turns and you see this large green eye in the center of the mushroom stem. The other creatures turn and begin to stumble towards you.
Hello?
I don't think.
Do you speak common?
No.
That is where I'm going to leave that off for the moment. We'll pick that up in the next session. Thank you very much to our players and everyone watching on the stream. I'm going to hand back over to our SM.
Yes, thank you. This was, as I said, the 14th of 250 hours. We are going from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. No, yes?
Yes.
10 a.m. to 3
Yes.
p.m.
Correct,
That's 5
yes.
hours. And then 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. every single day of Fringe. You can buy player tickets if you would like to be up here and have us name a character just you, or you can always come back and see more of the adventure. We have a rolling cast. Obviously, a lot's going to happen. I will now pass over because some of the people behind me have other shows that they are involved with at the Fringe, so this is their chance for a cheeky plug.
Hello, everyone. Do you like puppets? I know I do.
Wow, Johnny. Wow.
I run a show called Heartwood. It's all puppets, it's all songs. It is on every day at 12 o'clock, and it is at venue 13 on the Royal Mile.
Cool. I think the only other person is Chris.
Hello.
Something you want to plug to the stream?
I am a freelance theatre PL, so I work with a bunch of different clients up here in Edinburgh. So I'm working on 16 shows. I won't list them all, but if you pop to my website, which is Chris Hislop, Hislop, like Ian, no relation, .com.
There's an echo.
I may have said that before. You can find out about all of them there. They run the gamut. It's mostly theatre. Tend to be quite esoteric and culty and interactive. That's my deal. But yes, have a look there.
Cool. So do you spread the word on the internet or face to face, also for the stream? We are streaming on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted. We are live tweeting on @adventurers250. So the only thing that's left to be said is we've got a quick turnaround. So do just head out the door you came in and have a lovely day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.